Okay, thanks for coming on the call. For those of you who are new, we've got over 100 new team members in the group this month already. So we're actually absolutely flying in 2016 already. So for those of you for whom this is your first call, welcome to the team, welcome to the group. These calls are every single Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. We have different speakers every week, from new people starting right through to people like Alex, who's been in the business for 27 years. He'll tell you his story himself. But what I want to do quickly first, just introduce myself. For those of you that are new, my name's Emma Snedden. I'm a presidential marketing director in the Juice Plus company. I'm also a mum of 3. I'm also a wife, a sister, and all the billions of other things that we all are to lots of other people. So we don't wear one hat, we wear many hats, and our Juice Plus life is just one of them. But it's a very, very important part of my life and hopefully of all of yours too. So it's just to let you know that you can incorporate whoever you are and whatever you're doing into making this work for you too, just the way that that I have and other people have. In terms of where we're tracking this month already, so we're on the 12th of January, so we're not even 2 weeks into the year. This team, so when I talk about this team, I mean literally just from me, I hate the word downwards, but you know what I mean, me and anybody who's in the business that I started, really. So anybody that's in my downline anywhere. So this team have done 3,600 new orders this month already. So absolutely, just to give you some context for that, we're already almost at what we did for the whole of January last year, and January is our biggest month every single year. So we're absolutely going to smash through what we did in January 15, and that was the biggest January we'd ever had. So your decision now is whether you put your foot on the pedal. Well, it's everything's exciting and everyone's going for it. That's exactly what I'm doing, and I know that's what the people who are really smashing it are going after this month. So really putting your foot down and concentrating on getting your business moving at the beginning of the year. We've got 102 new team members in the business already this month, so I'm expecting that to go past about 300 or 400 this month in this team. We've got already over 300 of the team have already got 5 new customers or more this month. So that's a real barometer of a goal to set yourself, especially if you're relatively new, is to try and hit 5 new customers every month, because that's very often where your new distributors come from. As a company as a whole, from this morning, we've done just short of 18,500 new orders this month already. So we're tracking to have the best month that we've ever had. And if you go back to the numbers that I just told you about this team, we're about 20% of that number. So you guys should be really proud of yourselves. You're absolutely smashing it, though. We're really on the map as a team, and I'm extremely proud of everything that we're doing. And that's a lot of people we're bringing in to get in a healthy 2016 and a healthier life. And they're brand new customers. That's not taking into account at all the customers that we already had. So these are brand new people, brand new to Juice Plus. So the other thing I wanted to say to you is, if you are new and you're not already in Elite Academy, I want you to go over there or get your upline to add you to that group. And you need to make sure, all of you, that you're at least checking that page once a day, because that's where I post everything that I know, that I get told about the business, all my event stuff, any information I've got about Zoom calls, anything at all. I post in there 3 or 4 times a day, and lots of other people do too. So it's a great source of information for you. But also in there yesterday, hopefully all of you will have seen it, but I posted a full team incentive in there yesterday, a video. So I want you to go over and watch it if you haven't already. I've seen some really excited posts on Facebook for people who've seen the incentive, but I'll tell you now what it is in case you haven't seen it. So basically, this incentive is something that anyone anywhere in the team can win, and it's for the full year. So the incentive runs from the 1st of January to the end of December 2016. And as a team, I think we can absolutely smash through 80,000 orders, 80,000 brand new customers this year. So that number is, where I've got it from is, it's 2014 and 2015 combined. So that's all. So it's those 2 numbers combined. And based on the numbers that I've just told you, I reckon we're going to get closer to 100,000. So it's stretching, but it's totally doable. And how you get involved in winning the incentive, basically, one person will win a holiday for 4 abroad. So that's the incentive for everybody to go for. And how you get entered into the possibility of winning that is, every single time any of you do 10 new customers or more in 1 month, then you get 1 ticket entered into the draw to win the holiday. So if you do 10 customers every month for 12 months, you'll have 12 entries into the incentive to win the competition. If you do 40 new customers in January, you'll have 4 entries, 4 tickets to enter to win that holiday for 4. So it's absolutely open for anybody to win. But what it also means is if you bring a new team member in October or November, they've still got a chance to win that prize too. So the idea is that we all work together and we all have some like friendly competition, if you like, to win that prize, because somebody is going to win it. And it can be a family of 4 or it can be up to 4 people. So if you haven't got a family of 4, I'm free and I'm happy to come with you. So that, just putting it out there, early doors. The last 2 things before I bring Alex on are, or the last few things, Booster's obviously back. I'm sure you all know that. I've got a video on my Facebook page that shows people how to use it. I'm going to stick that on YouTube so it's easier for people to find. People are having phenomenal success with it. What I would say is don't forget to add another product into it. Ideally, what you want to be doing is like Booster plus Premium. Booster on its own is not really going to be it's a long-term product in terms of our product portfolio, but you need to use that to bring people into the Juice Plus product, you know, the premium product, or at least the berries or fruit and veg on as well alongside that. Facebook parties are really taking hold. There are 2 videos on the groups in Elite Academy and in STD School and SSD School that all of you should be doing at least one Facebook party this week. Go and have a look at other people's, go and take part in other people's, watch the videos as a minimum, but people are having so much success from it. I don't know anybody who's done one yet who hasn't at least got some customers and a team member out of it. So this is where you've got to decide whether you're just interested in this or you're committed to making this work for you in 2016, because this is a proven, John, I know John Holloway has been working in the background with a couple of the girls in the team, Amy McDermott and some of the others, to make sure that this works. So the videos you've got there, everything that you need is in there. Go and watch them, go and try it. You know, make a mess of the first one if you like, but just go and do it, take some action. This is something you can do from your pajamas at home, so everybody can do it. And everybody should be getting or have already got their ticket to the Birmingham Convention. This is honestly, in 3.5 years, this is the best lineup of speakers I've ever seen coming over here, mostly from the States coming over. So Alex will get you excited about his story because it's phenomenal if you haven't already heard it. But some of these guys that are coming over have been in the business, you know, longer than Alex or the same length of time, and their stories are just awe-inspiring, but also very much they're real people just like you and I. So really important that you get yourselves along to there, because that's what gives you your armour for your business going forwards. You know, they're the things that when as the year progresses and, like, you know, real life takes over sometimes, that's what kind of keeps you going through the year. And then we've got Bournemouth, and we've also got Marbella in June, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in another call. Okay, so I'm going to pass on, or I'm going to bring on Alex in 1 second. What I want to do first is just give you a really brief introduction for those of you that don't know who Alex is, and then I'll pass over to you and ask you a couple of questions, if that's all right, Al. Alex Webb, Alex Hamer Webb, as he is on Facebook, is he's upline to all of us actually. So he came into my life probably about a month or 2 into my Juice Plus journey, which started back in March 2013. I was a real believer in jumping in with both feet. I got heavily involved right at the beginning. I was doing events, I was bringing new people in, bringing customers in. I introduced myself to everybody, and that's kind of how I got onto Alex's radar, I think, pretty early on, was because I kind of put myself out there, and anybody else can do the same. And from that moment forward, Alex has been a fantastic mentor to me, and not just to me, but to many other people in this team, and also, you know, across the world really, but particularly to the Rhino team, which is, you know, Rob Molyneux, John Holloway, all of those legs as well. Alex's experience, I think I put it in the blurb on the Facebook page earlier, you know, he's been there, done everything, and got all the t-shirts, and every single, you know, good, bad or indifferent experience I've had in this business, Alex has been there right by my side, always holding my hand and helping me through it, and a real coach and a real mentor and a really, really good friend. So I'm excited to have you on the call, Alex, just to share some of your experience and golden nuggets with the guys, because I get the pleasure of speaking to probably once or twice a week now, but you know, not everybody has that opportunity. So could you just you know, say hi to everyone, and just, if you could tell us your story, Alex, and, you know, how did you get started? How did Juice Plus come into your life such a long time ago? And what was it that you saw in the opportunity that made you, like, you know, stay for 20, 25, 26 years and you're still active? I'll laugh if he's gone. Hold on. No, you're still there. Hold on. Let me unmute you, Al.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, you're unmuted. I thought you'd gone.
Hi, how we doing, guys? How are we doing? Yeah, it's great. Listen, it's great to be on this call. But before I go any further, wow, what a leader you've got! Seriously, I mean, I've been very fortunate to have an amazing mentor for 25 years now, And I mean, I'll tell you a little bit of my story, and it's like nuts, really is. I started in hairdressing. In fact, I started with hairdressing and then worked for Factory Records, which is with New Order, Joy Division in Manchester in the very early 80s. Moved to Bath, opened up a tiny wee salon, and eventually I had 2 salons. Was very, very happy doing it. But I actually had this thought inside myself, and maybe some of you can relate to this as well, especially been doing the same thing over and over and over again. I just saw my future as an old barber. And you know, it didn't really stimulate me. I thought there was something a little bit more inside me. Well, fortunately, my sponsor drove past, who I've known since he was 12 years old. He drove past one day in a brand new BMW, a brand new Armani suit, and I just knew, I said, what has he been up to? And he told me, he said, Alex, I've seen something that is amazing for you. Now, you've got to understand this. I've never been in the corporate world. I used to have dreadlocks, torn jeans. That is all I did. I did hairdressing, and I was a great hairdresser, but I lived in the hairdresser's world. But this guy, for some reason, was able to sort of see something inside me, which I didn't even know was inside me, to be truthful. So I went to a big meeting, and then getting back to my first meeting is the similar thing. If you take a guest to Birmingham, that will be happening exactly what happened with me. Because my first experience was going to Docklands. There was 2,000 people there. I saw Shay go up on stage. They gave him £2,000 and a pin. By the way, that's all we got when we were NMDs. You guys have got it easy. Seriously, I got £2,000 and a little gold pin, and I was ecstatic. Seriously, you guys can earn over £100,000 on the bonuses alone. I mean, it's crazy, but we'll go into that in a minute. So I saw it, and I just thought, if he can do it, I can do it. But one thing I did realize is my whole hairdressing career, I think, was my apprenticeship for what I do now. It was about, because it's all about communication and caring for people. Now, that's all I've ever done, is care for people to make them look good, feel good, or whatever. And I'm doing it again now, which is the craziest thing. But when I first came into this business, it wasn't like it is, you know, for you guys. I mean, you know, we used to take cash. You know, we didn't have a reorder. I used to run down to Maidenhead, where the office is, with £45,000 in my car, in little brown envelopes with different people's orders to try and get them promoted. That's what I used to do on the last day of the month, and that was normal. And then they brought into the, you know, what they brought in now is just phenomenal. I mean, Facebook, 4 years ago, I think my business possibly, before I hit Facebook, was probably going at about 30% of what it could have done. Right? With Facebook, it's going at 130%, which is absolutely nuts. I mean, the people that are getting success in the business at the moment, you wouldn't even believe what's going on. You know, I was, I mean, you know, Emma will know this lady. This lady, some of you might have known, Julia Krychak over in Germany. I've been working with her now for, let's see, 2 years, mentoring like I do with Emma and other people. She rang me up today and she's just gone to EMD. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, she's worked so hard for it, but she's duplicating exactly what Emma and all the other girls are doing in the UK. She came over, she listened, she got the ethos. And what I mean by the ethos is the trueness about the business. See, a lot of people, when they come into networking, it's not about looking at someone and saying, oh, if I can get them in, they're going to make me loads and loads of money. Yes, sure, if they got loads of people, but if you get them in because you're helping them, the money becomes a byproduct of actually helping them. And I try to put this over to my people, and with John Holowati and Emma and all these people, they get it. And when you get this, it's so subtle. It's so subtle, really, guys. If you can just think about it, and like Emma said, I call it the gold thread. The information and the compassion and everything that I got from Shay O'Brien, who lives in Los Angeles, who's my sponsor, he gave me that, and I've been able to then put it into other people like John Holowati, who's then passing the information then to Emma, and now Emma's giving you that gift. And I seriously mean this. I don't do neg. You know, it's really weird for me to be negative in any way. It's really odd. I normally bounce it away and look at the best side of people. When you have these distributors that are really doing your heads in, right, and some of you will have, you know what I mean, because you want them to learn, you want them to do something. And you start looking at the bad side of these guys. What you want to try and do is keep going to the good side. Find out the good side of people and support them in their weaknesses. And that's how you get people to become incredible leaders. and they really will. You know, I mean, the future right now for all us lot is just astronomical. You seriously, some of you guys that are on this call right now will be NMDs, if not PMDs, by the end of the year. And that is going to change your lives. It really is. The women that have come into my business that have gone from good business women to powerful women that are affecting people daily, but not one or two, thousands. Just thousands because of the internet. And this is where we're going now, guys. This is not just going to be like, you know, 30 or 40,000 pound a month. It's going to be £100,000 a month for some people. I know there are people, I'm smiling right now. I know people who will be on 100 grand a month, which is just nuts. You know, over £1 million a year for helping other people achieve their goals. I mean, I've always had this thing in my mind. I want everybody in my business to earn more money than me. And most people go, don't be silly. I go, no, I want everybody to earn more money than me. And they go, why? I said, because I can go back to the beach because nobody needs me. They're all earning more money than me. And that is the ethos of this business, to be able to teach somebody how to change their lives and how to help them to change other people's lives. And that doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come in 90 days. It's only part of the procedure. It will come over time of your experiences within the business. I mean, I can look at Emma and say to Emma, and just nod your head if I'm right, Em, the experiences that you have now, are you a richer person? There you go, guys. And it is your journey. And sometimes, guess what? It's not always going to go right. There's those times when you sort of pick up the phone and you go, do you know what? Nobody in the world wants to buy Juice Plus. Everyone on here can feel that one. Nobody wants to come into my business. Everyone thinks I'm negative. Guess what, guys? It's your headspace at that time, which is the weirdest thing about it, because you're going to project that out to the universe. And I've done this over and over and over again. I mean, I'm a dyslexic Rastafarian hairdresser, but I tell you what, I use the universal law of averages to get around the world. That's the only way I do it. And I go with my feelings. Now, if my feelings are good that I'm putting out, the feelings that I get back in are the same. And that's what I'm saying. If, you know, wake up tomorrow and when you breathe, go, wow, I made it through the night. I made it through the night. And guess what? It's going to be the best day of my life. And if you say that every morning and look at your kids and say, guys, we're going to do it. I mean, when you know, all you guys that are going for promotions right now, and it's tough, and, you know, you're thinking, I can't make it at this and the other. It's that extra inch that makes the PMDs. It's that extra inch that makes the EMDs. It's that extra inch that makes people successful in anything. Even in losing weight, it's that extra inch going in the gym. And that's the bit that my mentor taught me. And to be truthful when you're doing it, to be truthful, and don't let people down. You have commitment. You know, commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood has left you. And that's what it's all about, commitment. And I'm committed to people for the last 5-6 years. I mean, I'm committed to Emma. You know, if Emma rings me, I'm back. If wherever I am, I'll ring her back within 10 to 15 minutes, no matter what. Even if my phone's down, I'll nick somebody else's phone and ring her back, because that is commitment. Because she needs that. How can I put it? I need her like she needs me. It's a joint thing. It's a 50-50, and you're going to get people in your business where you're going to have this most unbelievable true relationships with people. And when you see people that you've helped go back up on that stage that have had nothing, that literally stand up there and go, do you know what? This is my first debt-free Christmas. And I've been able to get my kids all the toys they want. And do you know what? I've still got money in the bank. I can't believe it. Thanks, Alex. And I'm going, what? Thank you. You know, that's the joy of this business. I mean, people say, why do I do the business still? I mean, I could walk away from it now. I'd have handsome passive income. But what would I do? I love what I do. I love going to, you know, at Birmingham. I'm so excited about Birmingham because, like Emma said, you know, we've got Mitra Ray. I mean, Mitra will blow your brains out if you've not ever heard of it. Bob and Sue Birdie. He was a carpenter. They were living in a truck on the side of the road with 7 kids. Now they've made about 25 million grand with Juice Plus. And they're loaded. They've got like acres of land now with, you know, with horses and stuff. You know, all their kids live on the land. And that's what you can do for your kids. It's like what I'm doing for mine. My goals now, I've been working with three key people for the last, I would say, year. You know, around. One's Cassian. You know what's happening with Cassian. Julia Krychak in Germany, And my daughter, Romy Calypso, who I'd never ever believe anyone of my family would ever come into this business, and she's ripping it. And she's gone through exactly the same thing that you're going through. Just because she's my daughter I can't take the pain away from her. I can't take away the late nights driving back. I can't do all that. But what she done, went NMD, not NMD, she went QNMD. She got her bonuses. She's back on track now totally. And she bought herself a TT at the age of 21. Now that's like, she ticked that off her goal. Now to me, to be able to give her the knowledge now, to be able to show, she can now show all the girls how to get a TT if that's what they want. And that's what it's all about, this business, guys. Going to Birmingham is part of your learning curve. You will never get the same sort of feedback ever from whoever you take there. Just take somebody with you and just say this to them. Will you come with me to give me your professional opinion about what I'm looking at? Because I really value, and I'll tell you what, right now, they won't see a pitch there. What they'll see is like, they'll boost their ego, because they'll say, oh yeah, you want me to come along with you, Mary? Of course I will. And they'll give you a true answer. And that's what you want. And when she sees what's in Birmingham, trust me, she's going to turn around and say, I want to start, where do I sign? That's what's going to happen. And guess what? Birmingham's going to roll on to lots of other meetings. Before you know it, you're going to be in the sun in Marbella on the catamarans. And I tell you right now, we have got some amazing things that are going to be happening. Me and John are talking about it. We're going over to Marbella to do a little bit of a recce for you guys to find out what's what. But I'll tell you right now, get as many of your crew to Marbella, please, please, please. Most of the people who went to Marbella have either gone QNMD, NMD, EMD, or PMD, because you're surrounded by leaders. And keep your dreams open. Don't let people take your dreams away. It's I could only go off dreams. I didn't read books and stuff like that. I listened to lots of audio when it started coming out. But the biggest thing is I had a dream that one day I could give my kids everything that I never had, because I was brought up in children's homes. And, and you don't have anything there. You don't have love. You don't have this. You don't have nothing. You're a number. And for me to be able to turn my life around right now from where I was, I mean, most people that were in my situation, they're either dead, junkies, or locked up. Simple as that, because they didn't have a reality of life. And I was able to meet people like mentors, and people, and I'm still meeting them, which is the nicest thing about it. They're staying out. I'm getting teachers right now. I mean, Emma is a teacher to me. I look at Emma and I learn from Emma just different things, the way she is, her commitment with her family is just banging. A commitment with her husband and all these things. And she has massive commitment. And that, to me, it bounces back to me, because I give commitment as well. But it just reinforces the sort of people you're working with, guys. True people using the gold thread, being truthful all the way along. And I tell you right now, that will come back to you in abundance. As soon as you help other people, give them what they want, get them what they want, whether it be an extra 500 quid a month, or whether it be an extra 5,000 or a new life, it doesn't make any difference. If you help people get that, and that's all I've done. That's why my business is like this right now. And it's massive. It really is. I could never have dreamt it being this big, but I've helped a handful of good people. And that's what it's all about, guys. Seriously, I can only wish you so much luck. Anybody who's on here for the first time and just listen to me, you might sort of feel my passion. Yes, I am passionate about the business. And I'm passionate about you guys getting so much more success than I could have ever had. And if you do, guess what, guys? Your life will change. And everyone on here, please, 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 just listen to Emma. She knows what she's doing. She teaches me. She says, I'm there to support her. Yeah, I am there to support her. But guess what? She teaches me. And all the new MNDs that have come through have taught me a new way of communication. And you've got that right in your hand right now with that lady that is on screen right now. Please listen to her, be guided by her, challenge yourself. Please challenge yourself. Don't be normal. Don't be average. Just go that one more inch, okay? So listen, guys, I'll leave you there, okay? I hope it helped a little bit about my crazy story, but see you all in Birmingham. We're going to have a ball there, seriously, guys. So have a great night. and see you all in Birmingham. Cheers,
Thank you, Alex. Really appreciate your time as always. It's always good to get you on the call and get your input on everything. But I can see how excited you are. You remind me of what you looked like in 2013 when I first met you. You were, you weren't as active as you are now in terms of in the business. You had a bit more of a backseat, but I've seen you as we've got more active and we've grown. And we've literally brought this business to the point that it's at now.
Totally different level, yeah.
You just were like, hey, don't leave me behind, I'm coming with you. And it literally just jumped on board.
Absolutely, you got it.
It's been such a great experience, but honestly, I'm very I'm convinced that we're only just starting. Like the last few years have been
I think we've got another 2013. I really do. Yeah. It's on its way.
Oh, without a doubt. And I was just going to say to the guys, I'm going to let you go now, but this is the year of the event. So, I've set up a new events page that everybody can put their events in, but it's so important that you get yourselves along to something so that you can see the bigger picture and feed people into the Birmingham convention. I mean, Alex has just talked about how important that is. But if we're going to hit these really big numbers and we're going to have these life-changing stories, and I promise you now, this time next year, you guys will be, if you're not already, you'll be doing your own Zoom calls like this. You'll have a Zoom call with, Alex on it or somebody else on it, guest speaking with your 100 or 200 or 300 team members. And it might not feel like that's possible right now if you've only got 1 or 2 team members or none, or you're just starting. But I promise you, we all started there too. Alex started there with no social media and, like you said, carrying money in his car. I started like that, saying I don't know enough people, no one's going to buy it from me, I haven't got enough friends to build a business, I certainly haven't got time to do it. And it turned out all of that was just nonsense. It was just excuses and reasons not to do something that I was perfectly capable of doing. And I'm no different to anybody else, and neither is Alex, and neither of you. Everyone that's on this call will be somebody like you in this business already who's having huge success. So go and find them, go and talk to them, go and learn from them, and use me and use Alex and use John and watch what we do and watch what other successful, you might not relate to me, go and find somebody that you relate to. I don't know, there's loads and loads of different people, but as Alex said, I've got huge goals for this team. I've got massive lofty goals, not just for this year, but for the next 5 and 10 years about where this team is going to be. So you guys, you're part of that. Without you guys getting involved, those goals will happen with somebody else. So they're going to happen anyway. I want them to happen with you. So I know you're committed. You guys are on the call. Get involved in that incentive. Get your teams. Make sure everybody's pulling in the same direction. Because I promise you, if we all do that, we're going to have the best year that we've ever experienced in this business. And it's still going to get better and better as every year goes on. So hope that excites you all. It certainly excites me. Alex, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for joining us. And I'll see you all really soon. Bye.